This is my buddy Matt. He pretty much runs with me. We run this stuff together, try to figure it out. Pretty much, for old trees, you know, a lot of guys talk about them, but I think a lot of people overthink it. You know, they're all worried about, you know, breaking racks, breaking steering and all that. And what it boils down to is for how many years now, kicker cars and all that, we've been wanting heavier rims, heavier tires, heavier tire rod ends, so nothing bends. And this is the opposite. You want it to bend and stuff so you don't blow your rack off the cradle. You know, tire rod end bends, you can still steer. Rim bends, you can still steer, but that rack breaks you. So, any questions that you guys want to ask me, go ahead. Let's start off first with this is, you know, you got the coil spacers on there, or you can run a strut. You know, some shows won't let you run a spacer, so you can swap out your strut for any F-150 strut. And all that stuff will go right on top of the strut, and you can get your right out. Just simple rock all the F-150 strut, you know. Anybody else got any questions or anything right now? What they want to know? Or anything? You know, right here's the rack. The rack, you know, a lot of guys say, well, they run them and they break them all the time. Well, a lot of the steering column travel. Put a lot of travel in your steering column so that it's just not deadheading into the rack and breaking on the other side. We run them, we usually try to keep like 7 inches of travel in there so that when the car flexes, the steering column moves in and out instead of just ramming the damn rack and breaking it right off there. As far as ball joints and stuff, you can run the stock A-arms or you can run cast A-arms where you don't have to weld nothing or modify nothing, you just hold right on, you're good to go. You can get ball joints and stuff from NLR that goes right into the lower A-arms. You can have that whole setup. I mean, what's that, stock wheels? You know, with the stock A-arms, a lot of guys will put them on there and the wheels will be tight against the A-arms and they rub and all that. So, you know, if you can get like a stock Ford or AMC rim, put it on it, keeps your offset enough to where it's not rubbing on the A-arm, cutting your tires or having any other issues. What's that? Yeah, the other thing, like he just said, is, you know, 9802, everybody gets out there and they want to rub doors. Rub doors, rub doors. We can't rub doors with these cars because the wheels stick out further than doors. So you're just going to rip your front end off anyway. You know, we just like to point them straight. You know, point front end where you want it to go and send it. Because they'll flex and they'll come right back down. 9 times out of 10, they'll flex, come right back down. And, you know, that's why a lot of guys like them for the Mad Dog shows and all that, because you can full track somebody and back away, and 9 times out of 10, you didn't really mess nothing up. Unless you drove over and broke your rack. And there's really not much to them. Like I said, I think everybody overthinks everything. They want all this heavy stuff, and it's just pretty simple. Just bolt a rack on it. You know, I go through them racks and do stuff to them, but you can take a stock rack and bolt it on and do the same thing. You know, you don't have to have all that stuff, but it helps. Some of them racks are different than others, just as far as internal parts. You know, some guys will come to me and say, well, a stock rack held up just as good as the rack I bought off you. You tear them apart, you can see the difference in the parts. You know, some of the shafts are hollow, some of them aren't. Some of the shafts are plastic, some of them are like a cast. You know, it all depends. There's no way from the outside to tell. You got to turn the part. And a lot of it too is how you mount the motor. You know, you see shows where guys go and they're breaking the cradles or falling out on the ground. You know, well, they put all the pressure on the aluminum cradle. You know, that's where, like Casey and them sell this, and a bunch of other people sell this. You know, it's a good deal. If you can't weld through the frame, you hold this in and it takes all the pressure off that aluminum. That's the whole deal. Try and take as much pressure you can off of that when you're on it. As far as that, I mean, pretty straightforward. the thing is, anybody want anything they want to ask, or I know a couple of these smart asses back there want to ask something. More and more guys are getting into them, and they're learning that you don't need a bunch of heavy tie rod ends or heavy spindles or heavy rims. A full center rim, you'll probably break a tie rod in and break the rack every time you run. You see guys talk about 700s versus 23s. We all run a 23 on these because we want to put them on stock rim, and two, everybody clears them. They're clearing them. They'll hit the top of that aluminum and chip it away, and it still don't hurt that. Yeah, I mean, that's about it. Unless you guys got a bunch of questions, I mean, it's pretty simple. Any one of you guys can order all them parts, like I said, right off Rock Auto and do it right in your shop. And you don't have to overthink anything. You got guys shortening lower A-arms, shortening upper A-arms, and it's like, you don't have to. Four designs are working good. So, what else you want? Anything? Pretty much just driving style. Everybody's used to the 98 too. These are just different, so everybody's afraid of them. And we've been running them for a long time, and got a bunch. Like I said, our county fairs anymore. There's more 03s than there is 98 02s, so everybody's catching on to it. Power steering wise, some guys ask me, you want power steering or not? And I always recommend power steering because it's a lot easier on your internals. Just like a being gear inside there, so the more pressure you can take off of it, the longer it's going to last. But that's about it. Anybody got any questions?
Billy, I was late to the party, but what's the best pump to run for power steering with?
You can run any pump, like a triple D or double D or whatever, all-star, any of them will work with the rack. The only thing, like if a guy's running a stock rack on them and they want to run an all-star pump, there's a pressure valve in the pressure line. So you take the line off, you can see in it. Just drill that out, take that pressure line, that valve out, and any power steering pump will run with it.
It's not doing that what was causing the guys to have problems with burning pumps up and stuff.
Yeah, because they don't take that pressure valve out. So once it's a higher pressure, it'll push that valve shut. Try to backfeed the pump.
Where's that valve located?
Right in the pressure. As soon as you take the pressure line off the rack, you can look right in there. The pressure valve right here. Pop it out. That 3/16 drill bit, just drill it out. Get all that out of there before you hook it back up. Top one. The bottom one don't have anything in it. You'll see a little valve, or you'll see. And all this is just a plate with a spring, and it'll come right out. There. NLR sells plates, so you don't have to drill and tap them. You can press them right in there and hook up any AN line to any pump you want. But if you don't take that out too, if you get too much pressure, like some guys will just run. Like if you don't take that out, want to burn on two, it'll split between the two lines right here because it'll backfeed everything, and then it'll just split right there between the two lines because it has nowhere for the split to go. It's just an aluminum housing with two bushes, so it'll separate right there. If you do hook the lines up backwards on any of them, it'll blow seals right out of the rack. You'll know as soon as you start it up. So you start up, turn the wheel, it'll blow seals right out of it. That's about it. I mean, unless you guys got questions, anything you want to know that I can help you on. We're good then, I guess. Anybody learn anything? Because I know I'm sweating my ass off standing up here, that's for sure.